You guys already used to it. You guys know what to do. You guys know what we do. So we're gonna get it started. We're gonna go over week 3. We didn't get to do week 3 last week. Let me post the link in this. Let me post the link in the chats. Give me a second. I'm gonna post the link in the chats. Let's see.
Judge Judy, stacking the rubies. If life was a movie, then you could just call me the Goonies. You're not relevant, trolling on the internet. No respect, haven't moved out of your parents' basement yet. Big neck, coming with the beat that's gonna break your neck. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you like it loud, we can make it loud. Can you hold it down? 'Cause we can hold it down. Yeah, you can hear me now.
Give me a second, I'm trying to post her. Yeah, so give me 1 second, I'm gonna post the cut the crap out of myself. Post the link in the chats. Give me 1 second, let me post the link real quick in chat. And then we're gonna be doing the week three, because I didn't get to do week 3 because of work and everything else. We're gonna do week 3 and week 4 updates. But yeah, so I'm gonna post the link right now. Gonna have coaches interview for week 3 for week 4. The interviews with coach I didn't get to interview on week 3. I apologize for that. Alright, so let's get the party started. So basically, every week in BOE after eSIM, we go over player of the week, we go over the game stats. You guys already know. Salute to the people that do this, to the people that watch every week for BOE. Congrats to the owners, LER that's been keeping the league as active as this. We got 32 active, 11 on the waiting list. Everybody keep going with the rules. We have 1 issue so far, so I'm happy and proud of you guys. Keep it up. Alright, so we're going to start off with week 3 because I didn't get to do week 3. We're going to go to stats, see who was the owners who got the players of the week for week 3. So we're going to get it started with, let's go. Week 3, congrats to Sweets. He was actually supposed to be featured on our Coach of the Week for week 4 this week, but he said something came up, so he actually called into the studio and told us something came up, so he's not going to be able to make it. But congrats to Sweets and Mark Ingram, 20 carries, 73 rushing yards. He had 4 rushing TDs. And that earned him, that did enough for him for the bell cow to get the player of the week. Now on the defensive side of the NFC, you have Big Poppy with Sean Witherspoon, 6 tackles and 1 pick. Got your player of the week. Looked like the NFC had a slow defensive week this week for you to get 6 tackles and 1 pick and win the defensive player of the week. But anyways, congrats to you on that one and Shane Witherspoon. Now on the AFC side, Trey Bones took his first offensive player of the week in the back of Miller against the Pats. So Miller had 75 rushing yards, 2 rushing TDs, 6 receptions for 87 yards, on an average of 14.5. He rode the Miller wagon, and the Miller wagon got him the victory. It was a narrow, close game. We're going to see that game later on. Narrow, close game when he won by 3. Congrats to you, Trey Bones, on your first offensive player of the week. Good job. Keep it going. On the defensive side of the week, you're going to have KC and his Miami Dolphins. 11 tackles, a sack, and a pick. Looks like Kiko is back to his rookie year. Good job to you, KC, and that defense that got you the win. So let's go to week 3 updates now. We're gonna check out the basically the games. We're gonna go over game of the week for week 3. Like I said, we're a week behind, so I'm doing 2 weeks this time. Just because I'm a week behind, I'm trying to play catch up. But You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, so we're gonna go to week 3 because we didn't get to do that. Start off the week 3, like I said, with that game that they had. Then we're gonna go over here to the Arizona game where you had Saint and Stu. This game came down to the wire. To the wire. When I said this is one of the good few games of week 3, it was battling back and forth, and you're gonna see what I mean by this. The defense actually turned in the end of the game, where you're gonna see where Arizona actually forced the key turnover late, and that's what got them. That's what made the Bills win this game. But so it was like 500 yards over most. There we go. Yep, total game yards 564 and 498. But anyways, so as you can see, Arizona got the ball done through the air, while the Bills came into this game with Terod and LeSean McCoy. And they had a thing saying that they were going to go into this game, they're going to balance it out, they're going to force the run, force the passes, they're going to try to force Arizona's defense to play off that, to play safe and not do that blitz package that they like to do. So Arizona, we all know, they got them flyers on the defense. They like to stack the box and dare you to try to beat them over the top. And that is exactly what the Bills did. The Bills got some punching and hitting them with the gut with a few power runs early. And before you knew it, over the top. And that's eventually one bad decision by Arizona. And the end was what made the Bills come out and win this game by 4 points. This is kind of a quick overview of the game. As you can see here, with Connor Cook came into Arizona 2 days. He came in 2 days before the game started. The coaches said they was gonna prep him. They was gonna prep him for this game. I had to talk with Sweeney. I had to talk with Haynes before this game. I told him, I was like, look, you guys just made a trade for Connor Cook. What do you see in the Michigan standout that you don't see in Carson Palmer? He said, we have a young talent, we have a young live arm, and it's gonna be his first game. We're not gonna restrict the playbook. We're gonna go with him. We believe in him. Carson Palmer's gonna measure him. Carson Palmer, we know right now we're gonna use him as a mentor. We're not gonna use him in the games anymore because we believe in Connor Cook. So he gave up a second-round pick to acquire Connor Cook from the Raiders. Came into this game 330, almost 400 yards. Looks like whatever game prep they was doing with Connor Cook paid off for him. For you to take him off the bench in 2 games before the game, prep him all the way. Connor Cook, congrats to you and Sweeney. Now we have Stu with the Bills. Like I said, Terod Taylor did his thing this game, but this is really what won them the game right here. Riding LeSean to 17 attempts, 142 yards, and 2 TDs. This was really what won the game. There was one play. See that right there? That one play. Let me point to that again. 72 yards. That one play was what got it done. And that was in the 3rd quarter. You know what they say. If you can't get a stop on 3rd down, you're going to go home with your head down. That's a BOE catchphrase. I don't want to see you stealing it. Alright, so we're going to move on to the receiving yards. John Brown did his thing as always, just the burner. A few deep passes here. But if you notice, his average rack is really not that deep. He was getting the passes, but getting tackled. This game came down to defense. I think it was like 3 sacks, if I remember. Yeah, it was actually 4 sacks by Buffalo. That's what won the game. I thought it was 3. It was 4 sacks by Buffalo. That's what won this game. Congrats to you guys again. You guys are one of the nominees for games of the week. We're gonna keep on moving. Then we have Oakland. We have Rambo, and then we have Tap Out. This game was another good game. This game came out to the wire. Mariota made a mistake last minute, and that mistake by Mariota is what caused him the game. As you can see here, you cannot win a game with 5 turnovers. It is not happening. It is undoable. It's not going to happen at all. 5 turnovers. Let me repeat this. Defense wins championships, and that's what happened in this game. Both passing yards was non-existent. If you're looking at this, both was non-existent. This was a smash mouth type of defensive game, and they still didn't really get it done. But Oakland forcing 5 turnovers was what won them this game in a low-budget, low-scoring game. It was a game to watch. If you didn't get to watch it, you missed it. This game right here was supposed to be a rivalry, and we've seen how all rivalries went so far in BOE. It's only been a 3-point score, But this game right here was ridiculous. The Redskins came in this game with one mind aspect. They were shutting down Odell. They were shutting down Peyton Manning. They were shutting down anything blue-green was gonna do. They was going into New York and making New York their home stadium. 95. It was the Battle of 95. Washington, New York. Looks like the Big Apple lost this one. The Redskins came in there and they just made that stadium their home. Congrats to you, Blue. Congrats to you, Donnell. So this game, we're not gonna go over because it was conflicting schedule. They both couldn't play, so we let that game just go. Now this game right here was one of the first shutouts we had in BOE this year, where we had Jacksonville was at home against the Ravens. The Ravens came into this game after a devastating loss last week, a narrow loss. They thought they was gonna come in this week, going at home against Jacksonville. They felt comfortable, but Blake and the Allen brothers was just too much for the Ravens to handle this week. Now we went into another game here with Raw and God. This game was close in the first quarter. Took a turn the second quarter with a pick from Matt Stafford. The third quarter was a fumble of Abdullah. In the fourth quarter, the game was basically over. Green Bay was sitting comfortably at home. This game right here was actually a close game all the way. Still can't believe I lost this game. We drove down the field, wasted clock. This is horrible clock management. 154 at the 48-yard line. Instead of us trying to get closer for a field goal, we just drained the clock. We put the clock acceleration on, drained the clock, ran, did one run, she did a fullback dive. We did one pass, one run, a quarterback kneel, another quarterback kneel, and attempted a field goal. We should have did 3 fullback dives. We attempted a game-winning field goal for a 49-yard field goal, and it hit the uprights. It hit the left upright. If we would have ran the ball a little bit, moved up closer, maybe we'd have won that game. Bad coaching decision, horrible clutch management. Carolina escaped the one at home against the Vikings. Good job to you, all or nothing. Good defense that game. I'm not gonna say I did horrible play calling. Great game on you. Now moving on to this game with Drake in Seattle. Drake came into this game knowing every time Seattle, we know it's a divisional game. Whenever Seattle or in the Rams or Seattle and the 49ers or Seattle and the Cowboys, whenever NFC West plays any of those teams play Seattle. So some odd reason we don't know if Seattle plays down to their level or they just have the secret to beat Seattle. But this game was close until the fourth quarter when our dear friend Drake escaped with a 10-point lead. We're going to this game right here, Sween against Big Ons. This game from the beginning was all in Arrowhead. The Jets could not deal with the noise of Arrowhead, and the turnovers in this game was ridiculous. We're moving a little bit faster for week 3, because week 4 we're really going to go in depth into. So this game again was psychotic against Cali Kid. This game, Chargers came into Indy. Andrew Luck is still on his rampage path for coming back from injury, and you can see Luck is still doing what he said he was going to do all this year, and just been barely turned the ball over. Is he going to be one of the MVPs to watch this year? That's something to think about. We'll come back to that. So moving on. So we're going to go on to this game. Actually, was another game. So this is another game nominated for game of the week. This is against Oklahoma and Forever. This game, I believe, from what they was talking about, they were saying it was going back and forth to the wire. One team basically almost did what they had to do. Third down was a dividend in this. As you can see, they both couldn't do anything. What won Philly this game was the 5 turnovers by. You cannot win a game at home if you turn the ball over 5 times. The rookie came in, the Eagles have been playing good all year. Big Ben and Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell came into this game saying, look, we're going to force some turnovers, and that's essentially what got them, but basically won this game for them. As you can see, it was sacks, turnovers. If you go here, skip it. You see this, you would think it favored Philly, but this is where it came in handy. Sack, pick. And these all came in third downs. Those picks I showed you came on third downs. You cannot win a game if you're giving up if you're giving up picks and third down. But the thing about what the Eagles did was the defense held them. They turned the ball over 5 times, but the defense forced Big Ben and into 3 and outs, and also to kick 3 field goals. That is a great. That's the defense deserves better from the offense, and they just couldn't get it. Now the last game we're going to cover is Breezy, who's on vacation. Breezy was actually one of my players we've been watching, just because his team has been good, but he's on vacation, so Abolish got the better benefit of playing his computer and got the win. Congrats to you on that. Now we're finally going to move on to, we caught up with week 3, we're going to move on to week 4, which is basically a week we're on. This is what this segment is for. This week there's a lot of conflicting schedules, you can see. First time, last week we only had 2 games unplayed. This week we had 4 because of unconflicting schedules and guys trying to play last minute, favoring the other team. So we're going to move straight into this. This game, they got disconnected 3 different times. This game was funny. The first one, Tennessee was up 3 scores. They got disconnected. Second time, Tennessee was up 2 scores. They got disconnected. No, Tennessee was up 10 scores the first game. They got disconnected. Second time, first play of the game, they're trying to get their points back to each other. J.J. Watt lays Marcus Mariota out, break his collarbone. Tennessee was like, well, I'm not gonna do this. So they're conflicting. So we give them the ability to restart that game. They start third time. Texas was like, this is gonna start from 0. Texas took the lead. They get disconnected. The fourth time, this game was a beauty to watch. This game came down to the last minute wire. It was just amazing how Marcus Mariota drove down the fourth quarter and scored 2 scores. And the Titans just shut down everything that Texas had to do in the fourth quarter. You see this? 5 picks. 5 picks. Marcus Mariota drove down 2 times and was able to get one a running touchdown. The other was a pick 6 to end the game. That's ridiculous. It was a real tight game. Congrats to Trey. Congrats to Tap Out. Good job on you guys, fellas, on that. Now this game was another close one. We had All Day Blunt versus Blue. Now Blue came off last week like atrocious. He just blew out the Giants 48-13. They went into New York and destroyed the Giants. So they was like, you know what? They was feeling comfortable at home because the Browns is coming to town. Blue was saying comfortable at home. They took 2 days off because they blew out the Giants. They prepared for the Browns, and it was just one of those games that you had to watch to really see what happened. This game was a game of turnovers. I believe it was 6-3 was a turnover battle. Where is it at? Yes, the Redskins turned the ball over 6 times, while the Browns turned over 3 times. You turn the ball over 6 times, but yet you only lose by 5. The defense is doing something. That's good. But the third quarter, it was just the consistency of not scoring in the first drive in the first. If they would have scored in the first drive in the first, they probably would have won this game. As you can see, Griffin had himself a hell of a game. He went down after 4 picks. He got benched after he threw his 4th pick, bringing Stafford in. And Stafford threw the game-sealing pick to end it. It was one of those games where they benched Kirk Cousins because he was just tired of him. They bring in the rookie. The rookie drives, scores a touchdown, but then he kills it with the game-ending pick. This was a battle to the end. They are getting nominated for one of the week 4 game of the week. We're gonna see who's gonna win this week 4 game of the week. But this is my first nomination. It was just a crazy game. As you can see here, the run game was non-existent for the Redskins. They was down fast, so they tried to pass the ball to get out of it. It was just one of those games where you just had defense who just won the game for Cleveland. Look at this: 2 picks, 1 pick, 1 pick, 1 pick, 1 pick. And now everybody that knows All Day Blunt is known for forcing turnovers. He's always one of the top and the leading picks and for BOE. But so we're gonna be moving on. Next game of the week we have Seahawks and Tennessee. Looks like we're gonna be having one of the coaches call in soon. So we'll see which one the coach that is. We're getting word from my peoples. We're gonna be getting a live interview on the coaches soon. So we'll keep you updated on what coach that's gonna be. Next game we have Seattle, and next game we have Seattle at the Jets. This game was actually a tighter game than it was supposed to be. Seattle kind of came into this game after that tight win yesterday, thinking that they were going to blow out the Jets. Jets fought all the way to the end, and then they lost in the fourth quarter. Now this game right here came back to the end. This game was just one of those games that was unexpected. After an emotional victory at home against myself, Carolina escaped with a missed game winning. After they missed a game winning field goal, an emotional victory for the Panthers last week. They came into Atlanta expecting to have a great game, but the Falcons, the dirty birds, prime time. They came into this. They was at home, ready to play, and they just forced turnovers left and right. As you can see, this game was over before halftime. It was a beating. It was atrocious. It was ugly. It was a stomp. 7 turnovers, and that was the most turnover for this week. Look at this. They forced Cam Newton out the pocket, in the pocket, to the outside, to the left. Rushing was non-existent. Carolina was down big and tried to come back. Devontae Freeman just looked amazing. That knee injury he had week 1 looks like it's gone. It was just one of those games where the defense just swamped all over Carolina, and Carolina just did not have an answer for anything the Falcons threw at them. But moving on to the next game. This game came down to the wire after an ugly win last week. The Ravens was at home after ugly win to the Browns. Ravens was at home expecting, hosting the Raiders. The Raiders lost. The Raiders got a close game last week, so they was expecting to come in here to get this game. It was a battle of both who needed a win this week. Raiders edged it out. This is another game of the week. They edged it out 13-10, and this was just based off basically third down conversion. I really won this game. See, 4th and 5. Red zone touchdown. The Boe was there once, and the Boe scored. Time possession was close in this game. We had 79 rushing yards for the Ravens, and it was just a close game, as you can see here. What won this game was just this one turnover that happened in the third quarter. That was really what won the game. The Ravens brought pressure. They sacked Joe Flacco 4 times, and the Raiders did the same thing by sacking Derek Carr. The Ravens brought pressure and sacked Derek Carr 4 times, and the Raiders did the same thing by sacking Joe Flacco 3 times. But it was just that one pick by Joe Flacco that really cost the Raiders the game. Now I'm going to show you the pick here was to Sean Smith. It was in the third quarter, like I said, and then he had these dudes, Demoville and Kerrigan, that were just eating up the Lions like Suggs. But this is so you can see what I was talking about. This right here was 7-7. That pick in the third quarter was really what changed the momentum in this game. Congrats to you guys, you Mom. Congrats to you, Riggs. Good job in a well-played game. We're going to be moving on to this game right here. This is a game between Duke and Duke and Fan 2. Now this game was a game to watch. Duke has been running on the back of Doug Martin, getting things done that way. He won this game He won this game a little bit different. This game he actually let Jameis Winston do some things for him and converted a few key, when I say key, a few crucial third down conversions. Let's quick play-by-play into this game. As you can see, Paxton Lynch, solid game, but the 2 picks is what really killed them this game. And he went for 21 for 41 completion, so it was a 50-50. James Winston, another one of those iffy games. The both quarterbacks struggled a little bit this game. It was tough for them to get things going. Both defense was just swarming. They were both attacking and just coming against each other. Winston's completion rate was atrocious. It was like 14 for 36, 31. It wasn't great. But what really won in this game was rushing. He's been riding Doug Martin all year. We all know what he's doing. He's running them. And the muscle hamster is continuing to get the job done. So defensive wise, it was one of those games where they just had a crazy game. Good job to you guys. Congrats to you guys on that. Keep it up, dude. Good job. Good win. We're moving on. So moving on to the Cardinals and the Rams. So the Cardinals won this game at home after a devastating loss last week. They shouldn't have lost. They was able to come in. They were able to come through on this victory and get the job done. And they was happy about that. They was able to finish what they started and got the job done. So moving on to the Chargers and Saints game. This game, Sweet was able to get a last-minute win and close the game out. Great game. This game was at Minnesota at New York. I mean, New York and Minnesota. He came in, Donnell came into the game expecting, he had an emotional loss last week. I had an emotional loss last week, missing a game-winning field goal. To lose it with 3 seconds left, kick the game-winning field goal, hit the upright. So we was at home this time. We was hungry, we was upset, we was ready to show the Giants that we was ready to take the win, and that's what we did. So good job to you guys. On the player of the game, the game of the week nominations was we went with the Broncos versus the Bucks, the Raiders and Moan, and Cleveland and the Redskins. So upon going through the stats and everything and how the game ended, we're gonna give the game of the week to the Browns and the Redskins. Congratulations on that. You guys are gonna be on the bus for the game of the week. You're gonna get your plank. Congratulations for that. The week 4 game of the week. Good luck. So now we're gonna go. We're gonna do a quick player. We're gonna do a quick update of the players of the week for week 4. Before we do a quick overview of week 5. So we're gonna go over who won the awards of week 4. Players of the week for week 4. We went over Devontae Freeman earlier. 25 carries for $140. 4 rushing touchdowns and 24 receiving yards. Won him the Offensive Player of the Week on the NFC side. Offensive Player of the Week on the AFC side came down to the Colts. T.Y. Hilton, 10 receptions, 164, 1 touchdown. Now we have on the defensive side for the NFC, we have T.J. McDonald. Junior, 4 tackles, 2 picks, and he took one of the picks home. That's why I said that game, that Rams and Raiders game, that third quarter, I told you guys that pick was T.J. McDonald that took it home and sealed the game. Then we have Tennessee. Reshawn Johnson from Tennessee, 4 tackles, 2 picks. Identical to T.J. McDonald's. One's a strong side, one's a free side. What a game by the defense. Looks like the defense stepped up this week. Congrats to you two fellas on that. So we're going to quickly go over the week. We're gonna go over week 5 overview. To see the week 5 overview, trying to dominate. So we have Saint and playing the 49ers burn a lot. This should be an interesting game. They both play defense aggressively. Saints a little bit he's detail-oriented on his offense, while Burn spreads the ball out a lot. So we'll see how that game goes. In this game, we're going to have All Day Blunts versus the God, who's actually going to be getting replaced with somebody on the waiting list because he's missed 2 games. So the God, best of luck with you. Just didn't work out for you, BOE. Best of luck with you. I hope everything goes well for you. But moving on. Oklahoma versus Raw. This should be a very interesting game. And speaking of Oklahoma, we're going to be inviting them into the players chat right now. So give me 1 second. So we just sent out an invite to Coach Oklahoma. So he should be joining us soon. So we can get that interview for him going on. So right, like I said, we went over a few games this week. Give me a second. We're just confirming with our network to make sure everything's accurate. He should be in his web. We have something going on for him soon. So while we're waiting on for him, we're going to go to the next overview of the next game. This should be a very interesting game. We have Breezy versus Water Psychotics. Breezy's still on vacation, so the Colts, they're going to get they're going to play the computer. It was one of the games we was looking up to see how it goes, but unfortunately, it was one of the powerhouse games we were looking at ahead. But Coach, to see how that goes. Anyway, so moving on, we got Tap Out versus Casey. This game should be interesting because Tap Out is prone to make mistakes. Casey is prone to getting mistakes made on defense. So one makes mistakes offensively, the other one makes bad reads on defense. This should be a very interesting game. We got Marcus Mariota coming into Miami. You know, a battle of QBs, a battle of defense. You know, Tennessee just came up with an emotional win last week, but they got the game-winning pick in the last minute. So it looks like we have Coach Oklahoma. He just joined us now. How you doing, Coach? Okay, so his NAT tap is not going to be working. He has a private NAT tap. So we're going to try to get that. We're going to try to get that fixed. And get his NAT fixed soon. Give me a second. So we're working on that. It says his NAT tap ain't working, so we're going through our network to see what's going on. So it's good to hear him. You know, it's good to get the coach on, get a quick interview about him and how his assessment, what they're gonna do to prepare for the Lions. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna be going again. We're gonna be going to this game right here with Blue and UMO. We're gonna try to get this game where this game is one of those games where we just had the Redskins. They had an emotional game of the week that they was nominated for, and they ended up getting a game of the week against the Browns, where they lost. Despite turning the ball over and forcing the Browns to turn the ball over, they lost 28-25. Then you have Umon, who had an emotional game last week also, but he lost by 6. So one lost by 5, one lost by 6. We'll see how this game goes. Good luck to you, Mon. Good luck to you, Blaze. Should be a very interesting game. The Skins forces turnovers, and then we know Mon gets his big play touchdowns here every now and then. Good luck to you both. Should be an interesting game. Now coming into this week, we have Trey, who just lost last minute on a pick 6 against the Titans. He's gonna be coming in against myself. We're feeling comfortable at home. Last week 3, we was already upset. We lost the game, missing the game-winning field goal. Then we hosted the Giants last week, and we just dominated. So now Texans are coming in. They're coming into the new stadium, and we have Minnesota, and they wanna see what they got against us. JJ Watt and his crew is ready. Teddy Bridgewater and AP is ready. Should be an interesting game. This game we have the Jets going into the Steel City. Now we all know the Jets like to fly high, but the Steel City and them yellow ugly flags, the black and yellow. It's a tough place for the Jets to go into. They had an emotional meltdown in the fourth quarter last week. After holding the lead, the Jets just melted down and lost by 10 or 11. While the Steel City kind of got, they was able to escape the warrant they escaped with a 7-point victory. Now this game should be interesting. Big Papi just blew Carolina out the water last week, just forcing the Panthers to 7 turnovers last week on week 4, forcing Almo. And then we have Fan 2, who just lost a heartbreaker to the Bucks last week on the legs of Doug Martin. Now he's versing a faster running back in Devontae Freeman. Doug, the muscle hamster, ran hard and ran strong against Denver's front 7, which shocked us when watching that stream. But now he faces a more elusive back in Devontae Freeman. Was the blueprint set for this game? Or with Denver forced turnovers, which we seen was Mark Ryan's downfall 2 weeks ago, and the other week before that beatdown they gave Carolina last week, they just got down early and they couldn't do anything. The blueprint's been set for both these games. Depends on what coach you're gonna do. Are they gonna go back? Is Denver gonna go back and watch the game where Matt Ryan and Atlanta defense and offense is flattered, and with Big Papi go to last week and watch Doug Martin run all over the defense, run over the defense of the Broncos. The blueprint is set for both these two. Should be an interesting game. Should be one of those close games, one of those game of the week. I look forward to seeing how this game is played. Good luck to you, Fan 2. Good luck to you, Big Papi. Should be a nice game. So we're gonna move on here. We have Poison versus Abolish. This is one of those games. They both know each other. They're both vets. Abolish, coming up for a crucial win. Poison got a safe win last week. They're both defensive guys. They both are scoring offense here and there, but they both take pride in their defense. This should be a very interesting game. We'll see how that game goes. Now this game we have Mid who's on vacation. So Stu should be playing the CPU on that. So good luck to Stu. You shouldn't get any luck on that. If you lose, you lose. You know, you only get one time on the CPU. So this game right here should be another interesting game. We're gonna have Rambo versus Cali Kid. Cali Kid coming up with an emotional loss last week when they just blew it in the fourth quarter and lost by 10 against the Saints. And we have the Raiders who won on the fact that they sacked Joe Flacco 3 times and forced 7 turnovers. They was able to get a 13-10 victory on the Ravens last week. So one won by 3, one lost by 10. Chargers coming into the black hole with the Boe. Phillip Rivers, Keenan Allen, can they get the job done? Or would Derek Carr and Amari Cooper win one at home and move on to next week? So now this game we have the Giants, Odell Beckham and Eli Manning with Coach Darnell, going against the Packers of Aaron Rodgers and Clay Matthews and Goblin and Coach Goblin. So this should be an interesting game. The Giants, it looks like the blueprint on them starting to come out. You force him to pass to somebody else besides Odell and Sheldon Shepard, and you can maybe force some turnovers. And the same thing with Goblin. You force him to stay away from his runs and play action, and he could turn the ball over. Because both this team, they could force each other to turn the game over. This game could come down to the wire. This should be an interesting game. We'll see how that one goes in Green Bay. Good luck to the Giants going into Lambeau. Not one of the easiest stadiums to play in. Good luck to you guys. It's a Sunday night game. It's gonna be loud in there. Hopefully you guys get it done. So hold on, let's see if the coach is messaging us. Let's see if we can get one of the coach online right now. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like there's a storm there in Philadelphia, so we're not gonna get Coach Oklahoma going on. We're having network difficulties. So we're gonna get a hold of Drake right now. Who we're gonna get a hold of Drake. I'm gonna see what Coach Drake has to say about his game last week. But right now we're gonna be going while we're waiting on getting Drake on hold. We're gonna talk about the Bucks and the Carolina game. Now Carolina's at home. They just finished getting demolished by the Falcons last week on the back of just Cam Newton with just 7 picks. They would just harass Cam Newton. They just blitzed him or hit him hard and just did not just stop. There was a few roughing the passer calls that we was trying to get out there that they didn't get called on Cam. Give us a second. Coach Duke is getting ready to be on the line, so we're getting that set up. Yeah. So there's a few things that didn't get called out that way. Then you had Doug Martin, who edged out and just ran 27 times and just ran the ball on the Broncos and just got the job done. How you doing, Coach? Yeah. So basically, first of all, congrats on the win last week. So first of all, congrats on the win last week, Coach. Yeah, so this week it seems like you guys are on a bye. I know. So like, are you giving after a hard-fought battle like that? Are you giving your guys a day off? Are you running them because you didn't want to see another close battle? You actually want to win big. So what is like? If you want to go over some of your game, your week, what you're gonna be doing this week for us, Coach? Okay. Yeah, I mean, sitting at 4-0, it's good to rest them, I guess. I know Sherman and Russell and the rest of them boys will. I'm sure they wouldn't mind that. They wouldn't mind that rest. Yes, I'm sure your players don't mind taking that rest, relaxing. Sherman and Russell, I'm sure they don't mind relaxing for the week. Yeah, so that game was a tough game for you guys. You guys edged it out last minute on a last minute pick. That's 20 to win 21-14. So that's a good game. That's a good game for you guys. Your next week when you come off the bye, you guys are gonna be playing a tough opponent when you come off the bye next week. Do you have anything that you're ready to prep for the Falcons? Are you gonna be watching them play this week?
I just really want to stay focused on my team. We need to work.
Okay. Okay, coach. Okay, that's a bold statement. Coach is saying we gonna focus on us. We gonna take what you got and we gonna do what we do best. Okay. All right. All right. Well, coach, we appreciate your time. So hopefully we'll see one of your players was nominated for Player of the Week. He didn't win the award, but he was up there for nominations. So good luck to you the rest of the season. And the road to the playoffs it hasn't begun yet. It's only week 5, but hopefully we'll be having this conversation later on. And if you make it to the playoffs, we'll pull you back up and get another conversation with you, coach.
All right.
All right, enjoy your night. So that was So we had Coach Duke winning that game. We had Coach Duke winning that game against last week against the Bucks. So we just kind of got Duke on the line. Now we're gonna try to get Seattle on the line. Sorry about that. We was talking to the Buccaneers coach right there. Our networking was a little bit off. So now we're gonna try to get Seattle Coach Drake on the line and see what Drake had to say about his boys and that victory that they had against the Jets last week. So that was Coach Drew. That was the Tampa Bay Bucks. That was the Bucks coach. And hey, how you doing, Coach? Not much, Coach. So first of all, congrats on a close victory last week.
Thank you.
So you guys have a bye week this week. So are you resting the boys? Are you giving them a day off? I know Richard Sherman and Russell Wilson and them probably looking like, hey, they probably saying, hey, coach, let's get a day off. Or are you running them because you expected to beat the Jets by more than that, and you guys won 21-14. So what's the game plan for this week, coach?
Probably get the get another running back. Running back got injured. One of them started on the team, so I think it's
Okay. Yeah, so the injury bug hit you guys, and we saw that. So you're gonna be resting the guys, giving them giving them rest. So I mean, it's with you being on a bye week, are you guys scouting yet? Are you guys looking at your next opponent? Because when you come off that bye, you're gonna be versing the Falcons.
Yeah, we're gonna pretty much
Okay.
Good competition. Join the league to lose. So we're gonna be looking at everybody.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how to beat everybody.
Okay. All right, Coach. Well, once again, congrats on the win. We hopefully, this is, like I said, it's just the beginning of the year. Maybe we'll see you again later on in the playoffs. That's the goal for everybody. So good luck on you next week. Rest your players, and hope you have a great one, Coach.
All right.
Alrighty. All right. So that concludes the end of our segment here. We had some few coaches on. So we have, like I said, that's the week. That was the week 5 overview. Next sim, which is Thursday night, around the same time, we should be getting ready to do a week 5 overview. Looking forward to week 6. Once again, if you haven't subscribed or liked us, follow us on Instagram at BoboStars, BOBOSTARZO8, or follow us and hit the subscribe button on YouTube for MuckaBoyStars08, MUKKABOISTALZ. So once again, that was the week 3 update, week 4, and the week 5 overview. We had 2 coaches interview, go over their team and their plans for the week. We had Coach Duke, who came on the show to talk about his emotional victory last week against the Broncos. And then we also had Coach Drake come on from Seattle. Basically talked about their emotional victory last week against the Jets. And they're on a bye week right now, and they focused on their next week opponent, which is week 6, which is the Atlanta Falcons. So congrats to those 2, Coach. They got the coach features for this week. Next week, is it your team that's going to be featured on the coach? We'll see. Good luck to everybody. You've seen the players of the week. You've seen the games of the week. Once again, congrats to everybody. Hope you have a great night. See you next time for BOE Week Update 5. Good luck to everybody. The road to Super Bowl starts now.